Think your favorite foods are harmless? After 70, some everyday bites can quietly harm your heart, kidneys, or even mess with your meds. Stick with me as we uncover 5 foods to avoid in Florida's golden years and smarter swaps to keep you strong. In Florida, we love our comfort foods, bacon, cereal, fried treats. But as we age, our bodies change. Digestion slows, hearts work harder. I learned this when my aunt in Miami faced health scares tied to her diet. Avoiding certain foods isn't about sacrifice, it's about thriving. Let's dive into 5 foods to skip after 70 and how to eat smarter. Step 1. Processed meats, a heart hazard. Let's start with a food that feels like home for so many of us. Processed meats. Think bacon sizzling in a pan, sausage patties at a Sarasota brunch, or a few slices of deli turkey on your Miami sandwich. They're quick, savory, and tied to memories of family breakfasts or afternoon snacks. But after 70, these salty comforts turn into silent troublemakers for your heart, blood pressure, and even your brain. A single serving of deli ham or breakfast sausage can pack more sodium than your body needs in a whole day, and that's a big deal. A 2022 American Heart Association study says high sodium strains aging blood vessels, which lose flexibility over time. This spikes blood pressure, forcing your heart to pump harder, raising risks of stroke or heart failure. Over months, that extra strain can even cut blood flow to your brain, fogging your thinking. It's not just salt, though. Processed meats are often laced with nitrates and nitrites, chemicals that keep them pink and shelf-stable. A 2023 National Cancer Institute report links these compounds to inflammation and, in some cases, higher cancer risks when they break down in your body. The kicker? You don't feel the damage. There's no pain, no warning bell, just a slow chipping away at the systems keeping you strong. I saw this with Larry, a 74-year-old retiree in Miami. Larry loved his daily salami and crackers, a habit from his deli days. It was his ritual, paired with a soda on his condo balcony. But after his second mild stroke, his doctor zeroed in on his sodium intake. Those salty slices were spiking his blood pressure, stressing his heart. When Larry swapped salami for grilled chicken and fresh fish, his numbers stabilized in weeks. He told me, "I didn't know my snack was fighting me." Here's the tough part. Processed meats don't scream danger. They're in every Florida grocery store, from Tampa's Publix to Naples markets, marketed as convenient, tasty staples. Your friends at the community center won't warn you, and your kids in St. Pete Beach might not notice. But those bacon strips or deli packs are like uninvited guests, overstaying their welcome in your body. Pushing them on your plate out of habit isn't worth the toll. Picture this. You're at a Key West barbecue, the grill sizzling with lean turkey or fresh-caught grouper. The air salty from the ocean, not your food. You're eating for your heart, not against it, and every bite feels like a nod to your strength under Florida's sun. Ever wonder how much stronger you'd feel with a smarter swap? You don't need to ditch flavor or go full gourmet. Larry started small. He grilled fresh chicken with herbs, bought low-sodium turkey at the market, and tried plant-based snacks like hummus with veggies. He'd shop Miami's farmers markets for salmon, rich in heart-healthy omega-3s. A 2021 Mayo Clinic study says cutting processed meats can lower cardiovascular strain by 15% in seniors. Want to start? Check labels for sodium under 140 milligrams per serving. Grill or bake fresh proteins, maybe with a citrus rub for that Florida flair. If you crave a sandwich, pile on veggies, not deli meat. These aren't sacrifices. They're like telling your body, "I've got you for the long haul." What's one processed meat you could swap this week for a fresher Kinder Bite? Step 2, sugary breakfast foods, a blood sugar trap. Let's dive into a morning habit that feels like a warm hug, but can hit like a sneaky punch after 70, sugary breakfast foods. That bowl of frosted cereal, the glazed pastry from a Miami bakery, or even the flavored yogurt you grab in the villages. They're quick, sweet, and spark memories of carefree mornings. But as we age, these sugary starts to become a trap for your blood sugar, heart, and even your brain. A 2023 Mayo Clinic study says frequent sugar spikes in seniors stress the pancreas, inflamed blood vessels, and raise risks of insulin resistance or worsening diabetes. After 70, your body's less nimble at handling sugar. Insulin works slower, metabolism drags, and blood vessels feel the strain. Those spikes don't just crash your energy, they're linked to memory fog and faster cognitive decline, chipping away at the clarity you've worked to keep. It's not just the crash and burn feeling. Sugary breakfasts like cereals or muffins often pack refined grains and hidden sugars that burn fast, but leave you hungry, tired, and craving more by 10 a.m. A 2022 American Diabetes Association report says regular sugar surges can add belly fat, a heart disease risk factor, especially for seniors. I saw this with Carol, a 76-year-old from Tampa. Carol started every day with a bowl of healthy cereal, thinking it was light and easy, but she'd feel foggy and drained by mid-morning, reaching for sweets to perk up. Her doctor spotted early prediabetes and pointed to her breakfast. When Carol switched to protein-packed eggs and unsweetened oatmeal, her energy steadied and her blood sugar tests improved. She told me, "I didn't know my cereal was setting me up to fail." Here's the tricky part. Sugary breakfasts don't feel like the bad guy. They're everywhere in Florida's grocery stores, from Key West corner markets to Naples supermarkets, labeled as heart healthy or natural. Your neighbor at the senior center won't warn you, and your kids in St. Pete Beach might not notice. But that morning sugar rush is like a false friend, promising comfort but stealing your stamina. Sticking to it out of habit isn't worth the toll. Picture this. You're in a sunny Tampa condo, stirring oatmeal topped with fresh mango from a local market, the aroma of coffee filling the air. Your breakfast fuels you for a walk by the Gulf, not a mid-morning slump. That's not deprivation. It's choosing strength under Florida's golden light. Ever wonder how much clearer you'd feel without the sugar roller coaster? You don't need to swear off sweets forever or become a chef. Carol started small. She traded cereal for plain Greek yogurt with berries, blended smoothies with greens and nut butter, or ate eggs with a slice of whole grain toast. A 2021 Harvard study says protein-rich breakfast cuts sugar spikes by 20% in seniors, boosting focus. Want to try it? Check yogurt labels for under 10 g sugar per serving. Use Florida's fruits, oranges, mangoes for natural sweetness. If you crave a pastry, save it for a post-lunch treat, not your morning fuel. These swaps aren't about sacrifice. They're like telling your body, "I'm giving you steady energy for these sunny days." What's one sugary breakfast you could swap this week for a smoother, stronger start? Step 3. Raw sprouts and undercooked eggs. Germ risks. Let's talk about two foods that seem harmless but can pack a hidden punch after 70. Raw sprouts and undercooked eggs. That handful of alfalfa or mung bean sprouts on your Naples sandwich, or a soft-boiled egg with runny yolk at a Sarasota brunch. They look fresh, healthy, even innocent. But for seniors, these can be risky bets. A 2022 CDC report warns that raw sprouts grow in warm, moist conditions, perfect for bacteria like Salmonella or E. coli to thrive. Undercooked eggs, with liquid yolks or soft whites, can harbor Salmonella too. For younger folks, a mild bug might mean a bad day. But after 70, your immune system slows, stomach acid weakens, and digestion drags, turning a small germ dose into a big problem. Dehydration, hospital stays, or worse. The stakes are high because aging bodies recover slower. A 2023 University of Florida study says food poisoning in seniors raises fall risks by 20% due to weakness or dizziness from dehydration. I saw this with Dennis, an 81-year-old from Naples. Dennis loved topping his tuna salad with raw sprouts, thinking they added crunch and vitamins. One lunch landed him in the hospital for 4 days with a salmonella infection that left him shaky and confused. His doctor traced it to contaminated sprouts from a local market. Dennis was stunned. His healthy garnish had betrayed him. When he switched to cooked greens and fully cooked eggs, he regained his strength and avoided another scare. He told me, "I thought I was eating smart, but I was rolling the dice." Here's the sneaky part. Raw sprouts and undercooked eggs don't wave red flags. You'll find sprouts at every Florida farmer's market, from Miami to the Villages, labeled as fresh and natural. Runny eggs are a brunch staple at St. Pete Beach cafes. Serve with smile. Your friends won't warn you, and your family might not know. But those tiny risks are like uninvited guests, threatening the independence you fought to keep. Sticking to them out of habit isn't worth the gamble. Picture this. You're in a sunny Tampa kitchen, scrambling eggs until they're firm, tossing spinach into a hot pan for a safe crunch. You're eating to protect your strength, savoring your meal with the Gulf breeze outside, not worrying about germs. That's not fear, it's wisdom under Florida's palms. Ever wonder how much steadier you'd feel dodging these risks? You don't need to ban eggs or greens or overhaul your diet. Dennis started simple. He cooked eggs until both yolk and white were solid, using pasteurized ones for recipes needing a softer texture. He swapped raw sprouts for sautéed kale or roasted zucchini, keeping the crunch without the danger. A 2021 FDA guide says thorough cooking cuts foodborne illness risk by 90% in seniors. Want to start? Check market sprouts for recalls, or skip them entirely. Use a thermometer to ensure eggs hit 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Try cooked veggies like bell peppers for your salads. These aren't sacrifices. They're like telling your body, I'm keeping you strong for these Florida sunsets. What's one small step you could take this week to cook your eggs or greens safer? Step 4, grapefruit, a medication mischief. Let's talk about a fruit that seems like a Florida superstar, but can stir up trouble after 70. Grapefruit and its juice. It's low calorie, packed with vitamin C, and a staple at breakfast tables from Key West to the Villages. But if you're on medications, and most seniors are, this tangy treat can turn into a hidden saboteur. A 2021 FDA study warns that grapefruit contains compounds that block a liver enzyme called CYP3A4, which breaks down common drugs like statins, blood pressure pills, or anti-anxiety meds. When this enzyme's blocked, your meds linger in your system longer, building up to risky levels. This can cause side effects like irregular heartbeats, low blood pressure, or even liver strain. It's not just a rare issue. Grapefruit affects dozens of drugs many Florida seniors take daily. The danger's sneaky because grapefruit doesn't always cause instant trouble. You might sip its juice for weeks with no hiccups, then suddenly feel dizzy or weak when your med levels tip over the edge. I saw this with Evelyn, a 78-year-old from Orlando. Evelyn loved grapefruit with her morning statin, thinking it aided digestion, but she started feeling muscle pain and fatigue, classic statin side effects. Her doctor spotted the grapefruit connection and urged her to stop. Within weeks of switching to oranges, her symptoms faded. She told me, I had no clue my fruit was messing with my pills. A 2022 American Geriatric Society report says medication interactions in seniors raised hospital risks by 15%. Evelyn's wake-up call was a reminder. What's healthy for some isn't safe for all. Here's the catch. Grapefruit's risks aren't plastered on your pharmacy bag or mentioned at Naples Senior Center coffee chats. Your kids in Miami might not know, and your friends in Tampa might shrug it off. But that refreshing juice or fruit wedge is like a trickster, quietly amplify your meds. Sticking to it out of habit could cost you more than you think. Picture this. You're in a breezy St. Pete Beach kitchen, slicing a juicy orange from a local grove, its sweetness safe and bright. You're fueling your body without worrying about your prescriptions, enjoying breakfast with the Gulf's hum in the background. That's not giving up. It's choosing clarity under Florida's sun. Ever wonder if your morning fruit's playing games with your health? You don't need to ditch all citrus or stress over every bite. Evelyn started simple. She asked her pharmacist which fruits were safe with her meds and switched to apples and berries. She kept a list of her drugs handy for doctor visits. A 2023 Mayo Clinic guide says checking med interactions cut side effect risks by 20% in seniors. Want to try it? Call your pharmacy to confirm if grapefruit's okay with your pills. Stock up on Florida's oranges or mangoes for a safe zing. If you love juice, try apple or cranberry blends. These steps aren't about fear. They're like telling your body, I'm keeping your meds on track for these sunny days. What's one fruit you could swap this week to eat smarter? Step 5. Deep fried foods, a heart and gut foe. Let's close with a food that's tough to resist. Deep fried foods. Golden fries from a Tampa drive-thru, crispy fried chicken at a Sarasota picnic, or a donut from a Miami cafe. They smell amazing and spark joy. But after 70, these crunchy delights become a serious foe to your heart, gut, and energy. A 2023 Harvard study says fried foods, cooked in oils with trans fats or overheated repeatedly, clog arteries, raise bad cholesterol, and fuel inflammation. For seniors, whose metabolism and digestion slow with age, these fats linger, causing bloating, acid reflux, or sluggishness. Over time, they up risks of heart disease, insulin resistance, and even certain cancers. It's not just a cheat day treat. It's a slow drain on the vitality you've worked to maintain in Florida's sunny years. The harm's quiet but real. Fried foods often come with extra salt, sugar, and processed carbs, turning a small snack into a triple threat. A 2022 American Heart Association report says regular fried food intake raises cardiovascular strain by 25% in seniors. I saw this with Harold, an 80-year-old from Tampa. Harold grabbed fries twice a week, thinking a small order was harmless. But his cholesterol climbed, his digestion tanked, and he felt heavy by noon. His doctor flagged the fried foods, and when Harold switched to roasted veggies and grilled fish, his energy bounced back. He told me, "I didn't know my fries were slowing me down." Harold's swap wasn't about deprivation. It was about feeling alive for his morning walks by the Gulf. Here's the tricky part. Fried foods are everywhere in Florida, from the Village's diners to St. Pete Beach food trucks, marketed as comfort and fun. Your buddies at the senior center won't blink, and your grandkids in Naples might cheer for that donut run. But those crispy bites are like false promises, stealing more than they give. Clinging to them out of habit isn't worth the toll. Picture this. You're in a breezy Key West kitchen, air-frying sweet potato wedges with a sprinkle of spice, the ocean's hum outside. Your meal's crisp, light, and kind to your heart, fueling you for a stroll through vibrant streets. That's not sacrifice. It's choosing joy under Florida's palms. Ever wonder how much lighter you'd feel without the fried food fog? You don't need to ban treats or cook like a pro. Harold started small. He used an air fryer for crispy textures, roasted zucchini with herbs, and ordered grilled fish at local spots. A 2021 Mayo Clinic study says cutting fried foods lowers heart strain by 15% in seniors. Want to try it? Swap one fried side for steamed greens or baked potatoes this week. Check menus for grilled or broiled options when eating out. Season with Florida's citrus zest for flavor. These swaps aren't about missing out. They're like telling your body, "I'm fueling you for these golden years." What's one fried food you could trade for a heart-happy bite this week? From bacon to fries, these foods can harm more than help after 70. What's one food you'll rethink? Share in the comments. Your health matters. If this helped, hit like and subscribe for more Florida senior health tips. Share with a friend in Miami or the Villages. And let's talk in the comments. See you next time.